Hello and welcome to my first video on Gish Gets Fit in a long time. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more later, but today is a day in the life of a stay-at-home toddler mom. My son is getting close to 2, and so started out with some Bible reading and just getting our day set up. And now it's time to make breakfast. So my toddler is going to be joining me in the kitchen in just a minute. His dad is getting him up and changing clothes. When my husband is working from home, that is something that he does in the morning, is just get Hezekiah in his clothes for the day and ready, and then brings him in here and we get started. So I'm working on some pancakes. These are sourdough pancakes, and so I'm just mixing melted butter, sourdough starter, baking powder, salt, sugar, vanilla, flour. I can't remember everything else, but you can see me make them here. I'm not following any recipe. I'm just out here winging it. Oh, and I'm putting in buttermilk. I made butter for the first time this past weekend, and so I have a little bit of buttermilk, and it's a bit more mild than the buttermilk that you would get in the store, but it is really delicious, and these pancakes turned out really well. And I, again, just eyeball everything because that's how I roll unless I'm making something specifically to make a recipe. And I ended up getting this flour measurement right on the first try, which never happens for consistency to get it to be the right thickness. But I did it on the first try, so I was really happy with that. So we're just going to make some pancakes, and then we're going to have our breakfast. And then me and Hezekiah had a small little adventure today. But that is how we're starting our morning, is with just having a nice breakfast. I try to eat breakfast with him, but here's the thing. I have a toddler and he does not eat a lot. My toddler is actually underweight, I say with quotations, for his age, and so I really struggle sometimes with the mental aspect of making sure he's eating enough, but all I can do is offer him the food, and whether he eats it or not is up to him. But today he didn't eat any of the pancakes I cut for him. He just wanted mine. And that's okay. So he ate my pancakes, but you can see him in the background there. And then while I'm cooking the pancakes, I like to put away the dishes, which he is right next to, and just get our day going. So a little fun fact is we have a dishwasher, but I don't use the dishwasher. So I do dishes 3 times a day, or actually my husband will do the third set of dishes for the day. And it just keeps everything moving and flowing. And I do have a little micro bakery business in my house, so there are a lot of dishes sometimes, but that's okay. So I am going to start the day after breakfast by feeding my sourdough starter. So this can be a little bit varying depending upon who you talk to and what ratio they feed their starter. I never measure mine, but I'm measuring it for the sake of the video. So I'm doing 50 grams of starter, and then I'm doing about 100 grams each of flour and water and mixing that together. So that would be a 1-to-2 ratio, meaning I have 50 grams of starter, and then I have double that of flour and of water. So the water and the flour want to be equal. And then any that I have left in this big jar right now, I'm just going to put in a container of sourdough starter in the fridge because I don't need it all right now. What you see me doing here is my Amazon video reviews. I'm actually an Amazon video reviewer influencer, and I can talk more about that in a future video if you'd like. And then we've got to do a little bit of cleaning. So floors are gross around here because I have 2 dogs that are inside, a cat that's inside, and obviously my toddler, and we have a lot of sand and dirt. So the floors, I promise, I feel like I'm always cleaning. and then it's off to a little adventure. We went to Old Town Pottery. Since they got bought out, I don't love it as much, but it is still a great place to shop when I need specific things. And today I needed some rugs, and Hezekiah is being so daggum cute. I needed some rugs for my kitchen specifically, and then also some outdoor, and I was just tired of the gross dingy rugs. And we got a puppy a while ago. She wasn't really a puppy when we got her, but she was still being house trained, and so she had some accidents on the rug, and it was just time. So that was the outdoor rugs that I ended up getting, which I thought looked so cute. And then these are the ones I got for the kitchen, pretty plain, just needed something to do the job. And then it was time for lunch. Hezekiah fell asleep in the car on the way home, so he got put down for a nap, and I'm having some leftover yellow curry from a Thai restaurant we had went to before, and it's time to edit some Amazon videos. Gish Gets Fit, or welcome back if you are not new, and my name is Amy, and it has been a long time since I posted on here. I decided to get back into YouTube, and I just missed it. To be honest, I do have another channel, also the Sprouted Homemaker, that I'll be posting on as well. I'll go back and forth between the channels, I'm sure, but Sprouted Homemaker I really created to share my homemaking journey and a lot of recipes on and that sort of thing. So that's what you can find over on the Sprouted Homemaker. But over here, it's much more casual, and I've done a lot of weight loss videos on here. And if you've been following me since the beginning, I was vegan. I lost 60 pounds in 8 months. And I've made a lot of weight loss recipes and videos and what I eat in a day. And I'm still trying to lose weight after having a baby. My son is 21 months old now, so he's nearing on 2. And it's been difficult because I do stay at home, so I'm having to really motivate myself to get moving and to do things and to eat well. So I do plan to share more of that on here. But the thing about weight loss, bless you, that's my dog, she's right under me, I'm petting her. The thing about weight loss this time is I'm just doing it at a pace that feels comfortable for me, and I'm not counting calories and at this moment, and I'm not intensely exercising or anything like that. So I'm really just trying to learn my body. The biggest change that has happened since I last updated on this channel was I got off my Zoloft. I've been on sertraline for over 13 years. I got on it when I was a young teenager, and I've been on it ever since. And so for several months, quite a long time, I weaned off of the medication, and I've been off of it for, let's see, the 18th of February will be 2 months that I have been off of Zoloft. So it has really been a difficult transition for me. I had a surgery back in September, so that set me back with some things, and I'm okay. But yeah, it's been a lot, and a lot has happened since I last posted on this channel. So getting off the Zoloft, I'm kind of finding out who I am unmedicated, and I've never been an adult unmedicated except for a period of a couple of months when I got off of it for my wedding, and just so that I could like really be present. And I ended up getting back on it a couple months later. So yeah, it's been a lot and a big transition for my family, and just me adjusting and learning what emotions are, because I feel like a toddler right now, and I have a toddler, so it's really an interesting time to just learn how to be a person without being medicated. And there's nothing wrong with medication, but I had just been on for Zoloft for so long, and I did some research, and I'm also insulin resistant, and I have PCOS. And I did some research that long-term Zoloft use can lead to insulin resistance. And I wanted to see if getting off Zoloft and changing some of my habits would improve my overall health. And Hezekiah is at a beautiful age now where we really enjoy going to the park and going on walks. And we went to the beach 2 days in a row this past week, because in February you can go to the beach where I live in Florida. So it's been really nice that he's old enough to enjoy some of those things now and play, and he keeps me on my toes. The only time I sit down is when he's napping, and that is right now, and I'm filming this video and I'm editing, so I'm kind of filming while I've been working on some stuff for Amazon. Some other updates: I opened my own cottage bakery for sourdough, which is really exciting. My dog is eating a leaf next to me. I opened my own little cottage bakery, and my church has been most of my customers, and it's been so supportive and it's been great. I've been making new mom friends and going on walks with moms and just really putting myself out there in terms of friendship and joining things. And so that's another big thing. Another thing is I'm now an Amazon influencer, which I'm not going to really talk too much about, to be honest, but you'll see me doing some work on that, and I'm happy to answer questions on that. But basically, I've always had an Amazon storefront, but now I make videos for Amazon products and I can make a commission off them. So all of that's been really helpful. I'm saving up for a grain mill so that I can grind my own flours, and yeah. But the weight loss thing, that's what this channel is not going to be too much about, but more of like how I'm losing weight in a way that feels good and that I don't find restrictive and that I don't see myself gaining it back. That's the big thing, is once I lost those 60 pounds, I gained it back so fast. I gained 40 back before I even got pregnant, with like a year and a half later. It's kind of crazy how fast I gained it back once I stopped eating high carb, low fat, vegan. Once I added anything in, my weight just skyrocketed. And that was a sign to me that maybe I should do things differently and more sustainably. And if that way of eating works for you, and that works for a lot of people, that's great. But it just, with my insulin resistance and who I am and my lifestyle, it did not work long term. And that's okay. So we're figuring it out little by little, and like I said, I haven't been tracking on the scale. But something I want to talk about that I found actually quite difficult, that I haven't had to do in a long time, is get rid of clothes that are too big. So I put on some shorts the other day that I love. I got them from Torrid at a like really good sale price, and they're really comfortable and they're really cute, and they're just nicer than my regular like soft shorts that I wear every day, but they're too big. And for some reason, I really struggle with letting those go. Like throwing them in the donate pile or Poshmark pile or whatever, it's just really hard for me. And I think it's because I, in my brain, want to go, well, what if I gain the weight back? What if this happens? And then also, if it does, I can get clothes again. So I'm really struggling with that. I have a shirt that's just massive on me, and I put it on and I'm like, it makes me look way bigger than I actually am, and it doesn't make me feel good. And I have several clothing items like that, but I'm really struggling with getting rid of those and letting them go just in case or whatever. So that's something a bit unexpected. My dog really wants to go out. I'll let her out in a minute. But yeah, letting go of things that no longer serve me is hard when it comes to clothing. So yeah, I'm learning to let go. And now without the Zoloft, things are really triggering me in a way that I never knew they could, and I'm just working through, and I don't mean triggering in like the popular word that it is now, but emotions, and having to label emotions is hard for me, and trying to think of how do I actually feel. And it has been hard. It has been so hard. A lot of days there's been a lot of me screaming and crying on the floor and not understanding why I feel this way. Me telling my husband, I'm just angry. I'm not angry at you. I'm not angry at anything. I'm just angry, and I don't know why I'm angry, and I can't calm down, and I can't, gosh, the withdrawals. A few days after I got off of it, it's like 2 a.m. and I'm sitting on the floor in the bathroom, shaking uncontrollably, crying, thinking I'm gonna throw up, and not being able to control my own body or my own mind. And that almost broke me, because I thought I was dying. I felt like I was dying. And I mean, all panic attacks, you kind of feel that way, but no, I really, like I said, I made a mistake. And I had already thrown my Zoloft out. Like, it wasn't even in the house. I said, I made a mistake. I have to get back on it. And I just felt God telling me, I'm with you. You can do this. And my husband and I have wonderful friends and family who have just been there in ways that I didn't even know like they could be there, and have comforted me and helped me. And other moms I have met, I also thank God for them, because they've actually been through the exact same thing. And one mom, I messaged her and she was awake with her baby, and she prayed over me via Facebook Messenger, and we just talked. And there's a song called Psalms 23 Still Waters by Leanna Crawford, and that song has been getting me through so much. I have a big fear of not driving necessarily, but like driving over bridges and long distances and things for some reason. And that is a newish thing for me. I've never really felt that before. I've drove 8 hours by myself before. I never felt any anxiety or anything like that. So that's new for me. But anyway, and I've been doing those things like driving to the beach. I have to go on the interstate and over overpasses and going to the beach. There's a 3-mile bridge and then another bridge because it's on an island. And so I've been doing hard things. And the more hard things I do, the better I feel and the less scared and afraid I am. So there's that. I can do hard things, and I've been doing hard things. And that's the thing with me, is that it would be so easy to just give in. It would be so easy to accept that I can't do this and to get back on the medication. And I'm not saying I will never need anxiety medication again. I'm not opposed to it. I probably won't do Zoloft because now I know. What's my dog doing? Because now I know about the insulin resistance and all the things that it can happen. And Freya. But I don't ever plan on getting back on Zoloft if I ever need anxiety medication. Yeah. But I'm praying that I don't. And I'm praying that with God and my family and my friends, that I won't need that. And I'm not saying it's still not hard. There are days that feel impossible. There are moments that feel impossible. Nights are so hard for me. And I don't know why. But they are. But I just got to keep going. I'm taking it day by day, moment by moment. I started sewing. And that's a lot of what I want to share on the Sprouted Homemaker. And I am going to have a website again. It will not be Gish Gets Fit. It will be the Sprouted Homemaker. And doing sewing projects and really just occupying my mind and my hands and my time. Less idle sitting. And there's such a time for that. And there's such a time for rest and meditation and all that. But for me in this moment, in this time of my life, it's a good thing to keep my hands and my mind moving. And when I have those moments, that's what I like to do. We joined a church and I'm on the worship team and I help with checking in kids for kids church once a month. And my husband's also involved. And so we have friends there and we have life groups, and we've really been just trying to connect with the community and going to events and markets and just connecting with people. And I am not a big people person and I have social anxiety. So yeah, just doing hard things and doing things that are a little bit uncomfortable or a lot uncomfortable, but are good for us. So that is my long-winded update. I'm going to edit my Amazon videos and try to get those uploaded while Hezekiah is still napping, because I voice over those videos. I make the videos while Hezekiah is awake. Doesn't take me long, doesn't take me much time from him. He's also really good at independent play. And that's something I've been working on with him because he used to not be. I keep talking. I need to stop. And so I'm about to make some sourdough bread here in a minute. My starter's almost ready. I think that's all you're gonna see of me until the end of the video, but you'll hear my voice more with the updates. But thank you for being here. I love you. I appreciate you. If you're not following me on Instagram, please do, because I post daily on there. Not obviously in the feed every day, but I do post on my stories every day, and I love to do taste tests and reviews and that kind of thing. And so those will always be on my Instagram, Gish Gets Fit. I do have the Sprouted Homemaker Instagram as well, but I post daily on Gish Gets Fit. So I'll see you over there, and I'm gonna get back to editing my videos. Here you see me making a loaf of sourdough bread that I wanted to get started, and lately I've been using a little bit of rye flour in mine for that kind of whole grain flavor and color, and I've really been enjoying it. So I'm doing about 50 grams of rye flour. I do 11 grams of salt, sometimes 12, somewhere in there, 110 grams of active starter, which you saw me feed this morning, and then 385 grams of lukewarm water. And in total, I want my flour to be 550 grams. So sometimes I break that into bread flour and all-purpose flour. It really just depends. I didn't have any bread flour this day, so I did all-purpose flour and then the rye flour, and just mix that together, cover it, and I'll do 3 sets of stretch and folds starting 30 minutes after I mix the dough. It is now time for the second round of dishes, and there's not a lot from lunch today, which isn't great. And then I'm going to spend a little bit of time playing piano and singing and working on some songs for the week. And Hezekiah loves to join me for this. This is one of our favorite times together. You can see him. It is just such a precious moment to be able to share with him and teach him my love of music. And right now he's yelling at Google because Google sits on top of the piano and he knows how to say Google, and it's very cute. So that was my cue to go do some stretch and folds and turn him on some music that was not mom's singing. So he's gonna listen to some music. We're gonna do some stretch and folds here, which basically means that you kind of divide the dough into 4 sections in your mind, and you just pull up a little corner, stretch it and give it a little wiggle, fold it over, and repeat all the way around the bowl. And then we're gonna go play outside. This is Hezekiah's chair. He loves it. If he has a snack, he's sitting in this chair. He loves to sit in it. And then my husband got off work and it was time for a little family walk. And yes, I'm including a very long clip of him running because it is seriously the cutest thing. And then for dinner, we're just going to have some leftover mac and cheese that has ground beef, kind of a hamburger helper situation, and a salad that we're going to heat the leftovers up. My dad was over this night and we went and got some frozen yogurt, and Hezekiah loves frozen yogurt. And then we had to run to Walmart really quickly, and then it was time to come home, give Hezekiah a bath, and put him to bed. And I like to wind down by reading a book and just taking a nice relaxing shower. And then it's time for me to go to bed as well. So I hope you enjoyed spending this day with me. Thanks so much for hanging out. Don't forget to subscribe before you go and turn on the bell notification so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you in my next one.